Long last, in the north of Britain, in the midst of the Victorian era, the industrial city of Glasgow is bursting at the seams. The factories are working full blast, but the competition is not sleeping. In terms of economic issues, the countries in continental Europe have long since caught up. Something must be done to stop the cradle of the Industrial Revolution from falling behind. Anyone who doesn't toe the line now will fall by the wayside.
Alright, welcome back my friends. Iggymo here. We're on to our third mission in the campaign walkthrough. This is Chapter 1, Mission 3, Highlands and Islands, and it looks like we are off to Scotland. So, land of my ancestors, so let's get going.
Scotland. The land of enlightenment. The land of progress. The land of science. The land of industry. The Glasgow City Council wants to modernise the transport infrastructure so that the city remains the vibrant industrial metropolis that it is today in the future as well. With your transport company, you're as good as predestined for this sort of contract. The shipyards on the Firth of Clyde have been famous for their sturdy boats for quite some time. New processes for the mass production of high-quality steel are now opening up previously undreamt-of possibilities. A member of the City Council recently proposed to you during a pheasant hunt whether you'd like to supply his friends in the shipbuilding industry with this essential material. Coal and iron are available in abundance in the areas around Glasgow. Off to the blast furnace with them.
Alright, so welcome to Scotland. We're now going to be setting up to obviously do some ore and coal runs into our steel mill here at the Glasgow Steelworks. Now, this is obviously the missions are getting a little bit more involved now. Now we're having to handle two resources going into one source, and this kind of leads you to a strategy. Well, do I do it all with one set of trucks, one train, or whatever? If these are close enough, I think I'm just going to run them with trucks, and we'll go from there. So let's just go ahead and get our roads set up. So we'll just do the smallest road and connect to there. That gets the road path from that location, and then we'll come down. Oops, must have missed. Let's see, what are we doing? I'm trying to do it from a long distance. Let's try this again. There we go. Okay, and that will hook all of those guys up. Again, it's a little bit of a haul for the ore, but it won't be too bad for what we're trying to do. Okay, so again, we're going to set up multiple lines. And so what we'll do is we'll put one truck stop there to activate the drop-off point, and we'll set another one here to activate the coal, and then we'll set another one. Go back up a little bit. And just to kind of speed up the time, you can notice these have a pretty good range. So I could probably bring him down. Even there, it's still connected. So we'll put it there, and that will save us a little bit of our time to be able to do our drops. Okay, I wonder. Surely, we'll go ahead and do it with separates. But if you notice, I'm hovering the truck stop here. I wonder if I could set one to be able to handle both. But then I don't know if it would automatically do a pass through. So rather than we're going to play it safe, and we'll set up individual lines. All right. So first line. Okay, this is our truck. We're doing coal to steel, and then we're going to add our station. We'll add this one, and then we'll add that one. All right, and then we'll add another line that is going to be. I wish it would default into editing mode for us on that, but it doesn't. That's all right. To steel here. Okay, and then we're going to start from this one as our. Whoop, that's weird. I don't know why it shorted out on me there. Okay. There's our second one, so we have all of our stations set. Okay, the next thing that we need to do, and I won't close that out of the way, is we need to get in and get some depots set up. Now, what I will do, normally, this is close enough. I bet I could run these from both. We'll just run these out of one. Like I said, I could put one of these. These are cheap enough, but just for the sake of what I would do in a free-to-play game, or not free-play, but a free mode game, I would put one and then I would ship out of both of them. Okay, and so what we'll do is now we can come in and we can actually buy our vehicles. Okay, it kind of saves with the conversion. Now again, make sure that you're not on passenger. That's what it defaults to. We'll click cargo. There's only the one option. I'm going to buy 10 of them. I'm going to put 5 on each line. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, so the first 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put those on the red line and paint their color to red and put them over on red line, and then the rest of them we will paint to yellow. And I will put them over on the yellow line. And with that, we have our lines ready. And so now we should be able to speed up the game. And I'm gonna, since we're just waiting on deliveries, I'm gonna run this at the highest speed. And you can see now they're coming out. And it's interesting, the order. I don't know how it knew, oh, we're gonna do yellow, red, yellow, yellow. Kind of, I guess it's random on how it came out. They obviously assigned the red ones first. Interesting. Never noticed that. Alright, but that's why I color code, so you know who's on what line. You can see, all my red trucks are going over to do their coal run, and then these guys are going over and doing run there. Now, obviously, don't have anything, so the first run is a dead run in order to get over here. But if we look, we've already got 60 some odd, set up there, and then how much of the ore do we have? If we click on the ore, we about the same on the ore. And these things are really putting out 400, shipping 100, so. And now here they come back, and they're all got their load back. Like I don't know how many. And you can see them. It's waiting on supplies to get into production, and then they'll start moving into needing to be able to ship out or transport to wherever. And I don't know if that's the next step or not. Here it goes.
Crave steel for colossal tubs. The bigger the better, but it doesn't get there all by itself.
All right, so now we need to take some of our newly found steel and deliver it to the industrial area in Glasgow. So this is where we're going to come in and we're going to look at. I don't know if it's divided into it. Okay. Alright, so what it's having us do, I guess, is kind of figure out, well, where's the industrial area? And so we're going back up to our topic layer and doing our land use. And again, we're looking for industry being in the yellow area here. Although I do have this one oddball that's kind of off in the commercial district. So we're looking to do a drop point somewhere in this area. And now I don't think I need to do a trucking station in this one. In the last video we talked about, they wanted us, notice if I click on the trucking station, you can see who's sourcing what. And so obviously I want to be close enough where I could do a full-blown truck station that get this into the area. But I want to see if it'll let us do an unload stop. And this is kind of fun, just because I can put one of these in and I don't need a truck station. It's kind of a street yard. It is a truck stop, but all it is it's a drop point. I guess they're going to do a slow drive-by, and as the truck slows down to 3 miles an hour, they're going to throw it off the back or something. But you can see that's what they've done and what they've set up for us. So that's our truck stop. So just like we did before, now we got to build a road to get us up here. So I'm looking at the best path. Again, we're not too worried about money. So up here, I'll do a regular road. Okay, let's finish this line to there, and then we'll take this guy and run him up. Okay, and you can see that's quite a cut. That's not the most optimal run, but that's all right. It's kind of expensive, but there's our road, and our trucks will be able to do a pretty good line like that. So now we can do, a line that goes from this stop and it comes down into this stop. And so this is our truck. We'll just call it Glasgow Steel on that. And so we've got those, and then it will run its way back. And it's interesting how it kind of loops around. I don't know how it finds the optimal way, but okay. All right, so we're good there. And then what we can do, I'm hoping, now that we've got the line created, are we getting steel yet? We're gonna start producing some steel at some point. So it's waiting for shipping, so maybe I've got to get the vehicles in here. Alright, so for this, it said we needed to deliver 10. And we're gonna have to wait, because I'm gonna put these on and they're not gonna have 10 right away. So let's put, let's put 5 for now. And then we'll assign those to the green and put those on the Glasgow steel line. And you'll see that here's what we have happening here. Now, if you look, we've got kind of a terminal thing happening here, and this is kind of interesting. When you start running multiple lines through transport hubs, they get backed up trying to get into, particular stops, and you can see how even it's congested, but all of these are lined up to go to Terminal 1, which is the drop point, and then the steel is coming in on Terminal 2, and you can see all that up in this area, up here, that our Glasgow steel is the green guy, and so that's interesting. So my green isn't running any out. What we might do, we really need to add, just to kind of show you what we can do, we can go and we can add to our cargo, and add to our cargo here, and then I could actually go in and I could do a third terminal stop here. And you can see now what happens is none of these guys will be tripping over each other. And I can come in and I could even come and say, well, let me do a road exit. I can do an exit that way. And you could do it other way. For these guys, I'll let them go back out the way they came. But, maybe they want to come and do this, and that's a faster route for them to come back in to get to the lines. Okay. So just, some things that you can do, and you can shuffle what goes to what lines. So right now I've got 2 items on line 2. Let's put this guy up on Terminal 1, and now you can see each one is on its own delivery pad. And now you can kind of look. And you can see we've got 6 waiting for the steel. He didn't even slow down. He just kind of grabbed them and went, didn't he? Okay, nice. And so we can come in and we can kind of play that. So we've got a few going, and it's just a matter of time now. But that's kind of that took me a little while to figure out how all these terminals work. And it really becomes an issue with train tracks, where goods are on certain lines and you don't want lines blocking other lines as trains come through stations, and you start getting express lines and getting into more advanced features. This ability to be able to understand about how you lay out, where things go so that lines are set up appropriately is kind of an interesting little tactic that I'm just now starting to kind of get my head wrapped around. Okay, alright. We got 1 on the way. How much steel do we got being transported? So now I'm looking at the line statistics, and I'm interested in the steel line. So I've got 7 on the road currently, and I've got 7 there. So we just got to wait for them to arrive, and we should be good to go. Want to go for a ride? Let's go for a ride. We're doing kind of our steel work, and there's our task completed.
Delectable fish swim in the sea, and the distilleries of Everton produce an absolutely exquisite whiskey. It's called the water of life. Get out there and explore the area. Every ship needs a harbor. Your venture needs a particularly good one.
Oh, sorry about that. I realized the station was a little noisy running behind the horses. But hopefully we were able to get the mission status on that. Alright, so now we're going to build a harbor. Alright, so this is our first attempt at building a boat, and they're a lot like train stations. Okay. We want to build a harbor in the highlighted area. And I don't know what we're going to be shipping. So what we will do is we'll just kind of follow the directions. Let's go grab a boat. Cargo harbor and a shipyard. So we don't have different, when you get further into the game, there will be different sizes. So we need to build a cargo harbor right now, as opposed to a passenger line. So we'll put that. Can I put those? So we've got road connection.
Help to build a shipyard so that it won't be long before you can call a beautiful ship your own.
All right. So same kind of idea. Now we need a shipyard, which is the same as a ship depot. And again, we're not too worried about where it is or how it looks in this walkthrough.
Buy a stately boat that will sail you safely through the wild waters of the Western Isles on your daring expedition.
Alright. So, just like before, now we go buy vehicles, so now it's our shipyard. I only have the one, so we'll buy a vehicle.
Explore the Western Isles to obtain whiskey for the city.
Alright, so now is where the game gets a little, like, it's becoming less and less informative on there. Establish a route and have the ship sail to the harbor of... What did I do? Did I grab a passenger? Where is Port Ellen at? Is that this one over here? We need to get whiskey. Okay, so we need to be able to get to the whiskey line. So... That said it was a cargo harbor. Okay, so that's interesting. I don't know why it built a passenger depot. I'm going to build a cargo harbor, but I think I'm going to need one anyway. We'll build that one right next to it. Okay. And it wants... Okay, so... Yeah, I guess a ship will do a will a ship do a passenger to a cargo new line? Let's do ship Glasgow to Port Ellen cargo. And I'm just curious if I can click my port, and then I want this one that was way over here. Oh, you can. So I didn't need another one. Obviously, when I start wanting to ship goods, I'll have to do them through different ones, but for now, they just want us to set that up. So, alright, so we've done that. I've got a suspicion I'm going to have to change that here in a second, but that's all good. Go back and grab our ship out of our shipyard, and we're going to assign that to, oops, let's change our color to blue. Okay, and then we're going to assign him to there. Yeah, and that was what I was afraid of. It's giving the warning that popped up is saying, hey, and I'm going to pause it real quick, is that, hey, you've got two different types. I can't send passengers to a cargo port. Alright, so let's go back, and I'm going to take, and again, that's a subtlety that they didn't say in the walkthrough of this, so I'm going to put, let's take off the Glasgow port, and we're going to add a station that is the Glasgow Annex. And then I'm going to delete that. I want to get these kind of in the right order. We want to put that one over to there. There we go. And now we should be good to roll. There he goes. Want to go for a ride? Let's go for a ride.
Industry is buzzing. Thanks to your services, its need for steel is always covered. In contrast, a lack of personnel looms on the horizon. Nowadays, the city's working class is outrageously spoiled. Workforce is rebelling more and more against the prevailing working conditions. On the other hand, in the Highlands, countless hungry people wait gratefully for employment. All that needs to be done is to get them to the city. Build a railroad in the wild west of the Highlands so that this remote stretch of land finally experiences the blessings of modern civilization. supply the city of Glasgow with workers none the worse for wear who haven't fallen victim to the union's pipe dreams yet. These days, big landowners' fleecy balls of wool now graze where families of farmers once cultivated their patches. Lady McDougall asks for help. She wants to know if all her little sheep are still together. Help with accounting. Look to see if all the sheep are still there. People in charge have dozed off from all the counting.
Alright. Yeah, this is one of the issues. I had to actually go look it up. I couldn't remember what we have to do. This one, all you're going to do is you're going to build something and delete it. And that will make some noise to wake people up. So I think I can do it with roads. Kind of weird. That, and then to delete, I'm going to do bulldozer, or just hit B. And you can see that's all you had to do to make some noise. So that's the...
What's going on here?
So sorry about that. I had to...
Oh yeah. Inventory's over and done with. The sheep are all there. Madam, sir.
Too funny. Alright, back to what we were doing. Let's go get our bus line over here and make sure we remember where our residential is. Alright, so again, a bus loop kind of around that area ought to work pretty good. So we'll go through buildings, grab our bus stops, and we're just going to come down the right side, go here, and every couple of blocks, set one here, there, come up, and then I'll put another one, get in a little closer so we can see what we're doing, there, okay, and that will get us our passenger rail line, and then we need to make the line, so we're going to do bus, Glasgow. Okay, and then the stations, we'll put the depot up near the line again, so we will grab that one, and then this, and this. Okay, and that gets us all of those. Okay. our road depot. Yeah. Maybe we're better off putting the road depot over here. You can see it's getting kind of tight to start to fit this, so that becomes, you know, one of the challenges. There. Okay, and again, all we're gonna, oops. That was not what I wanted to do. Let's delete that one. Delete, alright. Okay. And we'll go buy a bunch of passenger vehicles, just like we did last time. We'll buy 5 just to get the demand up. Those. And our bus line is orange, so we'll make those orange. And then we will put those onto the bus line for Glasgow. Okay. And so now we can start collecting people, and you can see already, even over in Fort William, we're starting to get people wanting to move around. Now, they're not over to our train line yet, because I don't think I built the train line. Nope, sure didn't. So we need to do a train line. We're going to go from Fort William down to the passenger line here in Glasgow. Okay, and again, try again. Hit the wrong button. I was going to rename it. Okay. And then we're going to do rail, and then do FTW to GLA. Yeah, passenger. Alright, now the only thing that's left is I gotta get a train on here somewhere, so where do we want to put this? This looks like a pretty good spot. And again, what we like to do on this, if I can, is when I put my train depot in, just to kind of get in the habit of making it where you have 2 lines, 2 directions that you can come into the station from, either from Fort William or from Glasgow. So I usually try to put them perpendicular. It's kind of a habit to get into. Now, sometimes you won't have any option. You'll be so close to a wall or a canyon that you can't do it, but whenever possible, and it's probably not an issue in this one, I don't remember. Okay, but I can come in and I can kind of take this and get him going the other direction. Got him. Alright. And then all I need to do now should be to buy a train. So again, we have a couple of, I think, oh, we got a new one. 50 kilometers, 45, 40. Let's take the fastest one. Actually the most powerful, so we can actually pull the most too. So we're going to add that. The BR53 Prius G3. And then I need to find passenger wagons. And so there's only the one there. So again, the trick here is to recognize that, you know, that's a cargo car, that's a cargo car. You know, use the filters and it will help you out. So, I mean, I need to send 20. This thing carries 8. Let's do 3. 3 should be good. What's our top speed on this? Yeah, I don't think we're still in good shape on that, so let's just do that. Okay, and this is a brown train, and we will put this guy on the rail line. Oh, you went the wrong way, you turkey. Okay, I wonder why he always goes to the second one first. Interesting. But we can go for a ride. Let's go for a ride. What in the world? We're going, almost be going through a tunnel. Ha! That's too funny. Alright, we'll speed it up a little bit. You can see the town coming into the distance, just love it. Alright, but at least we do have 2 people coming, but we're losing a lot of money. Just I'm curious how our line's doing. Yeah, our cargo boat that's just doing a tour of the harbor, not really picking anything up. Is losing money left and right, right? But everybody else is doing alright. Even our bus lines are fairly profitable. At least in Glasgow, that's pretty good. Okay. And you can see all the people that are on the bus station. Wow, look at that line. 32 people at that stop. That's crazy. But I think with this line hooked up, everybody will start picking up now. Alright, so now our train is headed back. Our rail line, we have 15 on this run. So that's what the bus line does for you. I love going for rides and how this looks. Just too cool. And going back with 23. So in this case, you know, if you see we're up to, you know, 23 out of 24. This train is basically full. That's kind of interesting. One of the things that we could do is we can manage the vehicle, and I think I want to replace. I just want to edit the vehicle. Can I put another car on? So I'll put a couple more in to see. Did it wipe out? I don't think it wiped out my. No, it didn't wipe us out. It actually let us put the car in. So now we can manage the vehicle. Put everything on brown. There we go. There we go. And now how many people we have waiting to go? We got 26 coming back. So yeah, our line is doing well now. You can see that our rail line, we still lost 20 grand, but that's the end of the year. We're, yeah, definitely doing better. So, all right. Interesting, is it not? We're supplying people. Is that because the worker? Where is it updating? I wonder if the workers have to go to the commercial zone. If we're at 14. I guess not all those people are workers. I guess those people, some of them are just passengers going to town to shop or whatever. Interesting. Oh, got a new train. BR89 Purse T3. $787,000. Very cool. Alright. We're just kind of waiting here. Figure out why. That's the problem with the walkthrough. Is some of these mission updates aren't as clear, I guess, as they could be. We saw that in the last one with the coffee, where quest items weren't counting, but they were still getting delivered. So I think it's just a certain, maybe it's a certain number of trips that you have to make. Okay, or again, it could be a number of people.
Highlands are remarkably productive as they slave away. To keep them in a good mood, make sure they don't fall for any kinds of rebellious activities, precautionary sedation is called for. Whiskey from the Western Isles is excellently suited to this purpose. Supply the city with cheap booze that pacifies the dissatisfied, so that subversive activities don't get started. Plunge into the wonderful world of spirits. Thanks to your supply, no one will be left high and dry.
Alright, so this one's a little bit interesting in that we have to get our whiskey from back over here, you know, in the Western Isles, or Port Ellen, and ship it into our cargo harbor here. And we do have a boat that's kind of buzzing around, so he can start picking all that up. But the challenge then is to get all of that from the harbor
Without fail, some
into
of
the commercial
whiskey
district.
bodily disappears in transit. Is it likely that it evaporates out on the open seas? Is it the legendary angel share that imperceptibly vanishes there? If it is, then the angels must be awfully thirsty.
Alright, so we're looking at doing our bonus tasks on this, so we'll go ahead and accept this one.
A ship sails through the locks of the Inner Hebrides, rolling from side to side in peculiar curves. Word has it that cheerful singing coming from the steamer was heard on shore.
Oh, found our boat.
Captain Klein says the ferrymen are very poorly paid, so they might have occasionally treated themselves to a sip from the cargo. That just won't do, of course. If at all, then they ought to get drunk like self-respecting people do it. Inside a good pub where it's nice and cozy.
I wonder if that was the boat I bought earlier. Kind of looks like it. Oh, it is. That's funny. Okay, so they got drunk on the trip. Okay, so we need to supply the pub with whiskey. Where is the pub? Okay, so yeah. So we've got to do and I think we can kind of do both of these in one shot. So if we look at our land use layer, our commercial district is here, and our pub is here. So what we'll do is we'll set up a line that gets whiskey from my station in Port Ellen back to here, but then I'm going to need a truck stop to take it. Once it arrives here, that will take it from here into the city. And so it's kind of a multi-pronged approach that we have to kind of work on here. So let's go ahead and set that up real quick. All right, so first thing we need is we need a truck stop. And I will just put him there. Okay, so we got our truck stop, and then our whiskey drop. I think I can accomplish both with a drops point. Again, kind of like what we did here. Where is my pub? Is right across the way. So I want to make sure I get him kind of for. And it's interesting. He doesn't quite. Notice some of them don't line up. Like this big white building right here isn't lighting up. I think it is actually. I think it's just a glitch in the game. So I'm going to put my stop point there, and then that gets me into range of a lot of the other whiskeys. So I can kind of do two birds with one stone here. Okay, and so now I can do my stations, my new line. This will be a truck line. Truck, and will be Glasgow Whiskey Run. Okay, and then the stations that I want to add, I will add this guy. Nope. Truck, Glasgow. And then I will add, again, make sure you're finding the right ones, that we're not taking to a bus station, and then there's my loop for that. Alright, where is my depot? I don't have a depot here, so let's go through and we will build a depot, because I was bringing vehicles in from that one up there and I just don't want to run it, so just to kind of speed up the process, hopefully. Right there. There's our bus depot, and so now we can come in and we got to ferry 25 of them. Cargo, that's these guys. Let's do 5 of these for now. Okay, and we'll buy those, and then we will do that. This is a dark green this time. Put those there, and then they go on to the whiskey run. Now there's no whiskey, obviously, so they're going to be kind of wasting their time. Now, I do have my boat on this. I can use my... Is he actually bringing stuff, I wonder? Because I do have a boat. Oh, that's the steel, not whiskey. Oh, interesting. But you can see up in Port Ellen, we've got whiskey already formulating, so it'll probably be a couple of runs. I wonder if he will pick up whiskey up there. I believe he will. If we go up and look at, we've got the whole line set now that, you know, here's the production facility, and you can see that it's looking to ship 35. It's the transport portion, so it's actually selling. What happens is these numbers don't always show up at the harbors, because they do like private sales of these things. Alright, we're waiting on our boat to come around. I think I'm gonna buy another boat too, just again, about the time that other one gets over there, we'll want another one too. And we'll put him on the ship line also, after we change his color. I think it was blue, and we'll put him on the ship line. Okay. So this one takes a little bit just because it's such a long haul to get over there. And we're running it as fast as we can. So this guy will come in and park, and then he will take off over here. Let's go see if he picked any up. Okay, so he picked up 17. So getting that second trip will save us, or second boat will save us another trip of this guy having to come all the way back and to go all the way there. So he did pick up. Good. Okay. Well, that's what I thought would happen. Okay. All right. So now we just kind of play the waiting game. We'll kind of see what else we can talk about and look at while we're doing stuff. Let's go back and look at our line manager. Alright, so my whiskey line is still losing money, but we'll at least make something this time. The rate numbers are kind of interesting. You can see that I have enough boats on this line that I can do a rate of 140. Alright, but if we go look at the production side of this, okay, he's only producing 100. So I actually have too many boats that I should be able to, that we can max this guy out. And that will be a trick in order to get him to level up eventually. You can see how the shipment is raising, and I think the transport number will start to, should start to go up. If it, in a free mode, that's what it would do. And if I could get all of the transport numbers up to here, then this guy would start to gain levels, which would increase his production and his shipment and his transport. And the more I can pull out of it, the higher he'll go and the more production I can get. And then I can start growing these businesses and getting things sent all around. So that's kind of an interesting little point that you can do on this. See, like we got 43 sitting there waiting for us now. Alright, so we got our trucks kind of spacing out. Let's go look at our whiskey line. The truck whiskey line. I'm going to put 5 more. Oops, let's clone the vehicles. Yes. So now I've got 10. And that will get them delivered out fast, I hope. I just don't want to be sitting there waiting too long. It's already bad enough with the boats.
Lately, people have been quenching their thirst and staying dry at the same time.
So we just had to get one set over to the drop point, so that solves that bonus task. And now we just have to wait for the others to make their runs as well. And you can kind of see where they're all at. That's one. That's a steel run. There's our Glasgow City line. You're a steel guy. You can see the city's starting to grow because you're now supplying them with what they were wanting, with the steel coming in. And so this is the city growth. I didn't think to look at the number when we first started, but you can see that, the supply that they're demanding is whiskey and fish and steel. Because now that I'm providing the whiskey and the steel is both, they're both adding a modifier of 40% to the base population. So the original population was 221, but all these modifiers add to what the population will do. Now we do have, I think this is the emissions one, and I don't know if I have the emissions chart. Navigable waters, track speed, destinations, cargo, stations. There's our vehicle traffic, there's the emissions. And so you can see that the emissions, it's kind of bad in the residential area, and that's with all these trucks and everything buzzing around. So that will be a hindrance on what your population can grow to. But that's how the calculations are being done. Oh, there's our whiskey delivery done.
Well lubricated all over Glasgow. But on an empty stomach, the water of life makes people anything but lively. What's required is a sound basis in the form of solid food. A new dish is currently on everyone's lips. Deep fried fish with deep fried potatoes. What a culinary delight! Help this masterpiece of British cuisine to triumphant progress. Your services are going to stuff the city's jaws and provide fishing operations on the Atlantic with record sales.
Alright, so now it's off to fish and chips. That's one of my favorite foods when I was in England. Alright, so we need to build a cargo station, fishery, and use tracks to connect it to Glasgow. Where is... oh my gosh, is it way up there? Really? Alright, so I need a cargo station. And so this is where it gets complaining. I could reuse the passenger line, but then I have to fight with the train that's currently on the passenger line. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to set our cargo station, and I'm going to run a double track down the side of it. Okay, so we come through, we need a cargo terminus. I don't want to do this. I want to just go through the end of Fort William. Sure. Fish and chips above citizens of Fort William. That sounds like a plan to me. Okay. Alright, we need to get some track. And what we'll do is we'll start to run this line as fast as we can. Alright, we got that one. And we're just gonna knock these guys out. 2 buildings. Now when you destroy a building, you notice that they actually make you pay the market value associated with that. So, you know, you start knocking down high-rises, they'll charge you millions for that. Alright, so then we're just going to kind of run this guy kind of along the side here. And that way I don't have to worry about signaling and all that kind of stuff. We'll work on that in a future play. Let me close that out of the way. But I do like how it tapers really well. And I wonder if I could modify this station. Configure cargo. Let's put a cargo platform. I wonder if that'll let me do that. That would be awesome if it does. Well, what I can do is you can modify these stations are modular, and it's pretty cool that if I can do that, then maybe I can do add a track platform here. Okay, and then just for the sake of argument, will it let me? Not gonna let me do it. I was hoping it would let me come in and put a cargo station on there, but it's not. All right. And so now what I can do, I hope it will let me take a rail line somewhere here, and I could come into this one.
The fish out in the Atlantic leap happily into the nets, all on their own. Thanks to the railroad, the merchandise is even still fresh when it arrives in town.
Alright, so now I gotta deliver this fish, but I'm not totally sure that I don't need... Oh, I need to go into configuration, cargo buildings. Will that give me the option?
A mysterious stone circle is going to transport you into the past. You can help James Fraser, an equally courageous and passionate man, to win the decisive Battle of Culloden against the English Redcoats and write history in the process.
Ah, nice Outlander reference. That's a cool show. Cool series. Okay.
Stones don't reveal their secret to just anyone. Prove that you are worthy of their wonders. How is this achieved? Well, that's written in the stars.
Alright, so we will come back around to that one. We gotta figure out why it's not letting me put my station. I was hoping that it would... Since I have a cargo harbor, and then I'm gonna need another truck stop. Can I go one-sided on this? And then do the other side. If I do that, I think that gets me a truck stop that can service. I had it. Where is it? Ah, I see it going blue. Come on now. Alright, pause the game. This is the challenge of building in tight. I didn't leave myself enough room. Okay, and so now you can see that if you look at the truck stop I have, that there is a line that connects over to, that the cargo can come in and it can get off of this, hopefully, and get into my truck stop. Why is there... What did I do? Did I build a bus line? No, I used it. It's weird that it thinks that I can ship people here. Alright, so now I need to get my streets reestablished because I kind of hosed them. Where was that line going to? Was it just not going anywhere? Alright, so we'll do this. Just for lack of a better idea. Okay, so let's see if that will let me do my cargo line. Oh, it's not going to, is it? Victoria Street, the bus line. I think I hosed one of my... Oh, it thinks that's the bus line. Because I deleted the... Alright, so we've done all sorts of damage. Let's go back to it. Let's fix this. Wow, what did I do? I nuked the Victoria Street station, didn't I? Okay, so it's corrected itself, so it's now... Alright, I'm okay with that. So it updated itself, says, oh, that doesn't work, so I preemptively destroyed my building. Didn't try to re-add it. No, okay, there we go. Okay, so now I gotta get my fish from up here. Now you'll notice that my rail depot is only on the one line, so I do need to get that over to here. And then I want a way to get that also not letting me do a crossover. There we go. That will get me to that. And so we've got a little bit of a pass on that. Alright, let's go build our rail line. We need a locomotive. Get the fastest one that we can. So that's the BR-53, so add him and cargo, and we need something that can carry fish, which would be the boxcar. 1, 2, I need 25. Gonna be multiple runs, I can tell. We'll carry 5 of them at 4 Ps. Yeah, we'll just do a nice lengthy one. Okay, now we do need to get a line that goes from here to a line that goes new line, my rail, rail, fish, Glasgow. Got that. And we're going to click on station to add, so I want to add that station first. And you know what this means. This means he's going to go over to the other one first, but that's all right. So there's our Glasgow. And you can see that it knew it was a cargo line, and so even though it said passenger station here, it chose the right, because I put a cargo platform in here. Okay, and again, the tutorial doesn't tell you that stuff, and I just wanted to try something a little bit different, just to kind of, because we're running out of room here. I could have put a cargo station dedicated solely to this, and we would be alright on that. Alright. Okay, so we've got that. Alright, now we just need to put this guy on the line. Where did my... Oh, wrong vehicle. I want this one. There we go. And we are now up to a dark blue. I'll put him on there, and then we'll put him on our fish to Glasgow line. What are you telling me? You're telling me that you can't get... Well, sure you can. Stations report the following problems. Oh, here it comes. There's something he's not liking though. I think that's the passenger stop cannot be used by cargo vehicles. But I put a cargo. You picking up fish? No. So it's not like in our little trick. Why didn't it let me do that? Can I get it to work? Okay, we'll take a look at our passenger station terminal. That's stop 2. Configure this. It's not gonna let me put a building in right there, is it? Alright. Well, that's not good. So I tried to get slick and I outsmarted myself. Okay, so I want to delete that. Well, you know what we're gonna do then? The heck with it. Build this line. I'm going to do it the right way. I thought I could get clever, and obviously you can't. So lesson learned. I'll play with that and we'll figure out why it wouldn't let me. I'll put him there, and then this, and this, and this. We want rails, so let's put some rails in. What did I do? Did I not get the line? Nope, I didn't get the line. So I'll take it off from here. We're going to tie into that. There we go. That is our train 1. It is not liking something, is it? Why are you stopped? Is it the crossover that's got it confused? You can't get to train 2, cannot get to the station. Sure. Oh, I know what the problem is. Okay, so obviously we hosed our line manager. So our fish to Glasgow, we're going to take from here, and we're going to hook him into here. There we go. And now that cleared all the warnings. So when I moved the station off of here, I destroyed the connection. And the train was going, I don't know where to go. So, alright. That will get there. And now I need to do my fish delivery. This is taking a lot longer than it should have. Alright, so now we need to get a line. And you can see how it starts to get really complex. So we need to do our truck. So we're doing a purple one. Truck. Glasgow fish delivery. We did this, and we want. Alright. That's a truck. We want our purple line. So I want this truck stop. Where is our commercial district? I think I can just take it to the same drop. Okay. So we'll click on a station. Take this guy from Victoria Street and we'll go down to this one. Add a station. Awesome. I lost it. There it is, hiding back there. See, I'm behind the Victoria Street to this. That will get us there. And now that I have that, now I can take my Glasgow Road Depot, and I need cargo. We're going to deliver our fish, so let's do 7 of them. Paint them to purple, put them on our Glasgow fish delivery line. And I'm hoping that will be enough to get things moving for us. And that should be close enough to get into some fish delivery there by using that same drop point. So yeah, it's definitely a ramp up in difficulty from before. Did we get any fish? Oh, 22 on the way. So, yeah, I thought I could... I'm curious to know why it won't let me play with that. I may have to play this mission again just to figure out why I had to do this on there. Seems like I should be able to do it. Cargo building. I just will not let me put another cargo building in there either. How about a small cargo building here now? Purple trucks coming. We got one. There's one coming. No, we are a steel truck. Oh, there we go. And there's the purple finally moving for us. Alright, so that will get us our fish deliveries. Now we need to go do the stone circles. Modify the carriage route and let it drive along the secret form. Where are we going? Oh. Alright, so we got the main missions done.
Supplied with inexpensive labor, and the workforce with hard liquor and fish. The City Council is grateful, but has even proposed to Her Majesty Queen Victoria that you should be knighted. What an honor!
Hey, gonna be a knight. That's awesome. Alright, so let's go finish up our bonus task here. Well, that's written in the stars. So, what I think we need to do is really written in the stars. So, I think it's every other one. So, if we start with 3, 2, if I line this thing, do a new line, and we want to click station through this, 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 and this. I think, whoops, I don't need the 6th one. And that didn't do it, did it? Why didn't that? Solution is really written in the stars. Oh, let's see. What did I do? Did I start at the wrong one? I started at 5. Maybe you have to start at 1. Let's go do this real quick. Let's do 1. So add a station. Let's add 1, 3, 5, 2, and 4. Let's see. I know it had something to do with the guy doing the route, so let's give him a second and see if that solves the problem. Oh. Yeah, there's the problem. You see it? I need to modify this line. Okay, alright, so let's... This guy's still buzzing around on yellow. So, 1, at a station. 1, 3, 5, 2, and 4. Alright, let's see. Alright, so there's 1. Gotta get those people to Craig Nadoon, right? Going in a star pattern. Surely that's it. And there it is. Okay.
Although they didn't teleport you back to 1746. It was only to last Monday morning. But maybe that is better than waking up in the midst of a fierce battle.
Yeah, probably. You know, don't want to go to Culloden, the Battle of Culloden, for those of you that know the series. Yeah. Okay, all right. So that kind of wraps us up there. I think we'll do one last little ride by. It's got a little more complex, obviously, and they continuously do that. Some of these quests, they're a little fuzzy on the wording, so I apologize for the hiccup there with the train station. Tried to do some things on our own. We may cut that out of the edited video, or I may just leave it so you can understand what we did that wasn't right. All right, so let's just go for one last little ride. What do you think? Want to do a boat ride? Let's do a boat ride. Swing this around. Pretty cool. Hey, our boat system's making money now too. Just love going on the rides on this. So anyway, thanks for coming out. Hope you found something useful in this information. Thanks for watching. I know it's a little bit longer than we had hoped, but that's all right. Always a lot of fun. And so we will see you guys in the next mission. We're off to Chapter 1, Mission 4 next time. So thanks for coming out. Be sure to toss us a like and a subscribe if you would, and we'll see you all next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.